everyone. Today I want to talk about screen time. So let me tell you first what is screen time. Screen time is the amount of duration spent in front of the screen, which can be a tablet, which can be mobile phone, TV, laptop, monitors, or any such type of screens. In today's world, we are surrounded by so many screens which our children are more exposed to, as when we were young, those screens were not there as much. Now, why am I talking about screen time? It is because the healthcare professionals seen a change in the development, the brain development of the children after more exposure to the screen time. Now, what are these changes which can happen? I'm sure you must be aware about them and you are taking all kind of precautions, but I just want to reinforce everything again through this video. So, what screen time impacts? Now, there are many areas where a screen time can impact. It can be communication, it can be sleep, it can lead to weight gain, it can impact their eye health, it can be exposure to some potentially harmful things which can affect them psychologically. It can lead to hyperactivity, irritability, it can even lead to reduced attention span also. So if I go a little elaboratively in all these things, for example, sleep. We have an internal clock system which regulates the sleep and wake, which is called circadian rhythm. The screen time impacts that circadian rhythm, because of which the sleep can get delayed or it can decrease because of the screen time. The communication skills. A child learns by interacting with the people, with the environment, with the other things in the surroundings. But if they are in front of screen most of their time or a lot of time, then that face-to-face interaction, that two-way interaction or communication doesn't happen, and then they don't pick up those skills. And even if it impacts their social skills, because they don't know how to go outside and react in the society when they come in front of so many people or other things. There have been studies conducted in Cincinnati Children's Hospital which prove that there is a delayed growth in the areas of brain related to language and literacy development. So that also can be an big impact on the brain of the child if they are exposed to screen time more. Eye health. There are many researchers which have proven that a child, by more exposure to the TV or the less exposure outdoor, can develop myopia. Myopia is basically able to see nearer objects, but the farther objects become blur. If they don't go outside to play more, they can develop myopia. Then the screen is something which is constantly moving, it is keeping them entertained, there are graphics, there are so many colors in it. When they are away from the screen time, everything around them looks dull. To make it more fun, they keep on moving all around because they are so used to that fast-paced activity that without the screen it looks dull to them, and that is one of the reasons which can lead to hyperactivity. Again, because screen is so fast paced, so fast moving, they keep on shifting their attention from first one object to other to third to fourth. So in reality, when they come to the real environment or real world, their attention span becomes reduced because again they are so used to that fast moving, fast paced things. Another way it can impact the eye health is because of the less blinking, they can have dry eyes and can lead to irritability. Sometimes what happens, we give children screen time when they are upset, they are grumpy or they are crying. But what happens is they learn that to take the screen time at that time, and then they don't learn how to self-soothe themselves. So they always try to find a way out instead of self-soothing. So yes, sometimes it can be given, of course, but try avoiding it, giving it every time they are upset. Weight gain can be another big factor because when in front of screen, not just kids, but it happens to us also, that we don't realize what we are eating, how much we are eating, and we also end up binge eating also sometimes. So it's the same can happen with kids, and that can lead to weight gain. The screen time can lead to weight gain. Then they can develop the neck and back strain also because they are in constant one position, which again can happen to adults too. Then I did speak about all the negatives. There are certain positives definitely, and we do need these screens in today's world with the lifestyle we have. Like for example, it is very good to connect to everyone, it's good for video chatting, there are so many audio visual games which can be played, there are so many interactive games also can be played on it. So how to actually find a way where the balance can be there? So we can make certain guidelines. So what can be these guidelines? You can decide about the time, you can decide about the duration, you can even fix free days that this day the screen time won't be there. And of course you can involve the elder kids in taking these decisions, which makes them easier to follow it because they are part of decision. Now you can also control what they watch on the screen time, what they view. An important thing in this is, instead of leaving them on their own in front of screen time, you can be there with them. So even if they are watching something of their own choice, you can ask questions in between. It can be an interactive session with them. Though I understand with today's busy lifestyle, you want your own free time also. So maybe you can split time. You can keep this much time for the child, this much you can be there, and this much they have to play. Or you can keep a reward system as the screen time. Like if they have finished this much of work, or if they have done some kind of activity, after that they can watch the screen for 5 to 10 minutes, which can be their favorite song, their favorite poem, or favorite some cartoon series, or something which under your consideration, under your control, you can choose and then let them see. WHO and many associations like American Academy of Pediatrics recommend that before 18 to 24 months there shouldn't be any screen time for kids. First 2 years of the child, they learn the most, the neuronal mapping is the fastest, and they learn by exploring the environment. That's why it is not recommended for them to have any kind of screen time. But they do recommend that if you want video chatting, especially to connect with the grandparents, with the relatives, yes, that much you can use, but only that much, and that should be also in a limited amount. Again, the recommendations from WHO and many pediatric associations say that in the age of 2 to 5 years, the screen time should not be more than 1 to 2 hours. And again, following these guidelines of what to watch, when to watch, we can put a little control on this also. You can engage them in many other activities. You can involve them in the kitchen also, in cooking. Yeah, I understand sometimes it becomes really difficult because they want to again jump from one thing to another. They spill a lot, and instead of helping you, they increase your workload. So maybe you can take help from your partner, from your family members, and even guiding them how to decrease the screen time but involve them in other activities. And saying is easy than done, that also I understand. We can try, and I think we'll be able to reach somewhere in the balance in between of this, of how much screen time and how much the play activity, including the outdoor play, which can be the balcony itself if you live in an apartment, which can be small garden if you are living in a house, and if possible with the kids in the building, if making a group somewhere where the kids come together and play, something like that. If you can implement, it will be amazing, and it will help the child grow very well. Now children learn what they see. So if our use of screen time is more, that's what they are learning. So somewhere we also need to control our screen time, which again is difficult. Maybe that's a way out, but again it can be done, because playing with children doesn't just make them develop or grow, it helps us also to grow. So if you can apply that more, which I am sure you must be, but maybe with some conscious effort, then it will go a long way.